The Haggis of Private McPhee by Robert W. Service. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please go to LibriVox.org. This recording by Patty Brugman. The Haggis of Private McPhee by Robert W. Service. Hae ye heard what my old mother's posted to me? It fair makes me homesick, said Private McPhee. And what did she send? Says Private McPhun, as he cocked his rifle and bleezed at a Hun. A haggis, says Private McPhee, the broadest big haggis I ever did see. And think, it's the morn when fond memory turns to haggis and whiskey, the birthday o' Burns. We mun find a dram, and then we'll cut in the rest. O' the lads, and we'll hae Burns nicked with the best. Be ready at sundoon, snapped Sergeant McCall. I want you 2 men for the listening patrol. Then Private McPhee looked at Private McPhun. I'm thinking, my lad, we're confoundedly done. Then Private McPhun looked at Private McPhee. I'm thinking, old chap, it's a off wid our spree. But up spoke the crony wee Wooly McNair. Just leave your bra haggis for me to prepare. And as for the dram, if I search the camp round, we may ha drop it to just hand it doon. Say rin, lads, and think, dinna nicked it be black, or the haggis that's waitin' ye when ye get back. My, but it was waesome in nobody's land, and the dead they were rotting on every hand, and the rockets like corpse candles haunted the sky, and the winds of destruction went shuddering by. There was scalping o' bullets and skirling o' shells, and breaking o' bombs and 1,000 death knells. But currying down in a Jack Johnson hole, little fashed the 2 men o' the listening patrol. For sweeter than honey and bricht as a gem wist the thought o' the haggis that waited for them. Yet alas, in our moments o' sunniest cheer, calamities often maist cruelly near. And while the twae talked o' their puddin' divine, the boks below them were hawking a mine. And while the twae cracked o' the feast they would have, the fuse it was burning and burning away, then sudden a roar like a thunder o' doom, a hell leap o' flame, then the weest o' the tomb. Ha, Jock, are ye hurt? Says Private McPhun. Eh, Gordy, they've got me. I'm fearing I'm done. It's my leg, I'm just thinking. It's off at the knee. Ye best gang and leave me, says Private McPhee. I'll leave ye I wonna, said Private McPhun, and leave ye I canna, for though I am mick to run, it's no far I would gang, it's no muckle I see, I'm blind, and that's what's the matter with me. Then Private McPhee sadly shook his head. If we bed here for long, we'll be bidden for dead. And yet, Gordy lad, I could gang well content if I tasted that haggis my old mother sent. That's droll, says McPhun. You've just specked my mind. Oh, I ken it's a terrible thing to be blind, and yet it's no that embitters my lot. It's missing that braw buckle haggis you've got. For a while they were silent, then up once again spoke Private McPhee, though he whistled with pain. And why should we miss it between you and me? We've got legs for to run, we've got eyes for to see. You lend me your shanks, and I'll lend you my sicht, and we'll baith have a cookful o' haggis the nicht. Oh, the sky it was dour-like, and dreeping a wee, when Private McPhun gripped Private McPhee. Oh, the glart was flying and the creashin' the grun, when Private McPhee guided Private McPhun. Keep clear them corpses, there may be no dead. Haud on, there's a big muckle crater ahead. Look out, there's a sap will be high in a coop. A store shell, for God's sake, don't lad on your dope. Bear off to your richt. Ah, you're just done fine. Before the next finished, a haggis will dine. There was death and destruction on every hand. There was havoc and horror in nobody's land. And the shells bickered down with a glump and a glare, and the hamlets wi' bullets were dinging the air. Yet on they went staggerin' courin' down, when the sutter and cluck or the maxim crept round. And the legs o' McPhun, they were sturdy and stout, and McPhee on his back kept a bonny lookout. On, my brave lad, we're no far for the gaol. I can hear the braw swearing o' Sergeant McCall. But strength has its limit, and Private McPhun, with a sab and a curse, fell his length on the grun. Then Private McPhee shouted down in his ear, "Just think of the haggis, I smell it from here. It's gushing with juice, it's embroiled in the air. It's steaming for us, and we just about there." Then Private McPhun answers, "Dom it, old clop, for the sake of the haggis, I'll gang till I drop." And he gets on his feet with a heave and a strain, and onward he staggers in passion and pain. And the flare and the glare, the fury increase, till you'd think they'd just taken a hare on a leash. And on they go reeling in pitiful plight, and someone is shouting away on the right, and someone is running, and no they can hear a sound like a prayer and a sound like a cheer. And swift through the crash and the flash and the din, the lads o' the Hielands are bringing them in. They're both sorely wounded, but it is no droll. "Ho, they rave about haggis," says Sergeant McCall, when hurpling along comes wee Willie McNair, and they a' warn't why he was greeting sae sair. He says, "I just lifted it out o' the pot, and there it lay steaming and savoury hot, when sudden I dooked at a flesh o' the shell, and it dropped on the haggis and dinged it to hell." And oh, but the lads were for taken aback, when sudden the order was passed to attack. And up from the trenches like lions they leapt, and on through the nicht like a torrent they swept. On with their bayonets thirsting before, on to the foe, with a rush and a roar. And while to the welkin their battle cry rang, and doon on the butches like tigers they sprang. And there wasn't a man but had death in his ee, for he thought of the haggis of Private McPhee. End of the Haggis of Private McPhee.